Hi, I'm Mike Charon from Redline Guiding. Today's plan is to introduce you to the concepts of Leave No Trace, or LNT as it's known. The ethics of LNT are based on 7 principles that we will identify and discuss in this video. And without further ado, we will begin with Principle 1, Plan Ahead and Prepare. This principle you will find is central to most of the other principles. And watching this video is part of the overall process of learning. One quick example of planning ahead and preparing would be researching the activity to ensure that you have enough time and the know-how to get it done right. This is but one example. I promise you we will circle back to this time and time again as we continue. And with that, let's jump right into Principle 2, to travel and camp on durable surfaces. And with the right planning and preparation, there we go, right back to that, we will be able to travel on actual trails and camp in designated places. At least we're allowed. One example of this is to purposely tread on the rocks and roots that make up our trails in New Hampshire. Yeah, they're like that here. While purposely avoiding the mosses, lichens, and the soft, uncompacted soils alongside our trails. From a camping perspective, we would set up in a shelter, use an actual tent site, or even a tent platform, being mindful not to create a site or set up in a bad location. Another option might be the hammock. There's a saying, take only photos, leave only footprints. Following Principle 2, we might even avoid creating footprints. This is a good thing. And with that, let's continue on to Principle 3, disposing of waste properly. Again, we have to mention planning and preparation. Without it, we may manage our waste poorly. But first, let's identify these wastes and then how to manage them individually. First, we have food waste, like packaging, litter, trash. And to solve this, we just simply apply the carry-in, carry-out rule. Another waste type is human feces and urine. Rules may vary by location. Some locations, like glaciers, demand that you blue bag it and carry it off the mountain. In many locales, like here in New Hampshire, you bury your feces in a cat hole and you carry out the toilet paper in a plastic bag. So if you do, be mindful not to locate said cat hole next to a water source. To manage urine, dispersal is the key. Just don't pee in one spot. The solution to pollution is dilution, as they say. Another waste type are sanitary products like toilet paper, masks, feminine hygiene products, etc. Again, in this case, apply the simple carry-in, carry-out rule. It's extra important for products like these. Nobody else wants to touch them. Last, we have soaps, nutrients from food debris, gray water, other products. Never get soap near water, any water source. Bring the water to the soap if you're going to use it, including biodegradable soap. Then afterwards, disperse the gray water well away from all water sources. Remember, dispersal is key. Speaking of dispersal, while this may sound funny when you're brushing your teeth, spray your toothpaste, don't glop it on the leaves in front of you. Managing waste is pretty simple. If you know the rules, use your head, and then plan and prepare accordingly. Yep, there's that planning again. Moving on, let's check out Principle 4, leave what you find. Here in New Hampshire, there are many traces of history, as our wild areas were once heavily logged. There are many old logging camps scattered out throughout the forest with their charming relics of the past. It's important to leave these relics for others to see and enjoy. And natural areas should be left in their natural state. Another example of this principle would be to not leave painted rocks in natural areas. Also avoid making constructions like river rock cairns and dams. Leave things as you find them so others may get to enjoy them as you do. This respect for others will appear again in the last principle, so keep watching. And speaking of watching, if you like this content, give it a like, thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, share with your friends, comment below, and go ahead and hit that little bell icon for notifications. All right, moving along, we are going to go to Principle 5, and that's to minimize campfire impacts. A lot of people think LNT means not having fires. That's not so. Fires are okay if one, you have a valid reason for the fire. Two, you've built the fire where it's allowed to be built. And three, you're properly managing it. We aren't going to get into the different types of fires like the gravel bank fire, the pit fire, or pan fire. You can do a little bit of research. Keep reading. There's a link in the description. We will say that an LNT approved fire needs to be kept low and slow, burning only dead wood, no bigger than the diameter of your wrist. Before the first ember is made, plan and prepare. Yes, we're back to that. Have ready your burnable materials and be ready to extinguish them. And before you do any of this, really think about it. Do you need a fire? It is, after all, a time-consuming commitment. I mean, if you just want light in your camp, they make some excellent solar-powered lanterns nowadays. Up next, let's dive into Principle 6, respect the wildlife. Respecting the wildlife means not chasing it, harassing it, or destroying its home. It also means watching from afar and respecting your distance to enjoy the spectacle. And it also means no feeding the animals, as this can lead to habituation. And this usually ends poorly for the animal. A fed bear is a dead bear, they say. If you look back at planning and preparing for managing our food waste, you might see a connection here. If we manage our waste and we properly stash our food items or things that smell like food to an animal, we can perhaps avoid a negative interaction. One animal/human interaction we have here in the White Mountains of New Hampshire is the feeding of gray jays, or the Canada jay as it's known. It's not allowed, yet these birds have long earned their living this way. And admittedly, it is a cool experience to feed one bird one time. So should it be done by the letter of the law? No, but we'll leave that for you to decide. Though we will say limiting your interactions with wildlife is showing your respect towards that wildlife. And speaking of respect, that leads us to the 7th principle: be considerate to other visitors. You can hike your own hike, as they say. That's fine, until your hike bleeds into someone else's. As a simple courtesy to others, know all of the principles. Plan and prepare. Keep your noise down. Allow others to enjoy the natural experience as it's meant to be enjoyed. If you really want to listen to music, try earbuds. It's not hard to be empathetic and kind. Give it a try. I hope you enjoyed this video and got something out of it. Many of these principles, as you can see, just require a little common sense, a little caring and consideration, and, well, I don't mean the heart, but planning and preparation. If you're interested, we can qualify you as an LNT awareness trainer. There are details in the description, or you can contact us. Thanks for watching.